let's get on to some news. How's your health, CLETUS?
Talk to you about CLETUS, who just stepped into the ring. CLETUS Seldin, Paramount royalty. You can't really see, but CLETUS is in the ring, and I think we're going to interview him right now, or the camera's going to him right now.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Life of CLETUS. Today, we're going to talk about what's going on with Life of CLETUS. Seriously, what is going on with the Hebrew Hammer? What's going on with my professional career? So this is going to be a little more of a professional talk. I'm going to talk about something that's leading into that you actually been taking place already, because you guys are seeing this video the day I'm getting surgery. But I'm going to do that right now.
Internet. With none other than the star of the Paramount, the Hebrew Hammer, from Shirley, Long Island, New York, CLETUS Seldin. CLETUS, the Hebrew Hammer, 21-1 now as a professional. Alright guys, so what is going on with CLETUS Seldin, the Hebrew Hammer? If you guys know, I lost my last fight in Canada. I went from fighting in November to being a king, and to December and becoming someone that no one ever wants to see ever again. Leading into that fight was one of the tough decisions that all of us had to come to, and reasons why we took it. I fought in September 2017, right before the week of the month of that training camp. I injured my left elbow sparring with Devin Alexander, two-time or three-time world champion, and did some push-ups afterwards, and my elbows were messed up, and I couldn't do any more training for that fight. So I went leading into couldn't really do too much sparring for that fight, so we led in and fought September 28th, and won the fight, threw about 1,300 punches, they said, and won the fight easily. Not easily, it was a rough fight. It was a tough kid.
Shoulder surgery, he's had hand surgery. If his hands aren't busted up after this fight, they will never again be busted up. He has had to land about 500 punches tonight.
Your fans know this, but maybe some people out there on Facebook don't. You fought in September, you fought in November, and you fought in December.
Then I fought again. They called us and said, boom, we got another fight for you quickly in November, Nassau Coliseum on Veterans Day. Absolutely.
And you went to NYCB Live at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. You took out one of Miguel Cotto's upcoming prospects, and Roberto Ortiz. Take us through that one.
Oh, that was an amazing fight, and as soon as they gave me the call, right after that big fight I had with Garrido here in the Paramount, I said, absolutely, I'll take it, and it was one of the greatest outings I get to have. It was on Veterans Day at Nassau, Veterans Memorial. It was just a big tribute to all the veterans out there, and be able to put on a show for the great Long Island fans was amazing. I
took that fight. It was pretty much the same way I trained for the last fight. Did a lot of cardio, not too much sparring. Elbow was hurting, couldn't do any push-ups still, and kept it at that. Went in, fought. The opponent was perfect. Went out there, did what I had to do. Took him out in 3 rounds. HBO went, loved me.
And you impressed HBO. You had Jim Lampley and Max Kellerman talking about what a throwback style fighter you are, how tough you are, and you got to use that hammer.
Yeah, I was able to go out there, perform the way that I like to perform, come forwards, throw punches, and hurt people. And that's what I love to do, and that's what we've always done here at the Paramount.
Next thing you know, they call again in December. Boom, they gave us a call. I'm actually at a wedding. I'm still recovering. My knuckles are still banged up a little bit. And they gave us a call, and they asked us if we wanted to fight. And they told us the fact that it would be the third fighter in HBO's history to fight back-to-back months on HBO. I was like, absolutely yes. I didn't even look at the opponent, didn't look at what was going on outside of the sport, and I said absolutely yes. So boom, finished up vacation, came back, finished up the wedding, went back home, and went back to Florida.
And you are a throwback fighter, and fighters fight. The Hebrew Hammer got the call again by HBO, went into the Lion's Den in Montreal, took on a fighter, a very skilled fighter named Yves Ulysse,
and you saw a style that maybe you weren't very much used to.
Absolutely. I was the third fighter in HBO's history to ever fight back-to-back months. There's Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., and myself. I was a little banged up from my elbow injury, but I saw the opportunity, and I did not want to waste it. HBO calls, and they tell you that you can be a third fighter in history. Doesn't matter if I had one limb missing. I would have took that fight.
And that's where it all continued to go, man. My left elbow was still extremely injured, shot, painful. Couldn't do push-ups still. Couldn't do any strength training. Going in the first week or so, I felt really good though. I felt in great shape. I wish I had to fight that week instead of the 3 weeks later, because that first week I felt great. I was regenerated, everything. Just watched out for my hand to the point where it came down to, if I worked out one day, I needed 2 days off. If I worked out one day, I needed 2 days off. That's not including sparring. I sparred about once a week, and the training for that was really bad. I didn't care though. I wanted to fight, and that's what I do. Went in the ring, fought one arm. That's what the doctor said. Went out there and fought with foot as strong as I could. I got knocked down 3 times. Couldn't lift my arm this high. Couldn't even hold it like this. I was going out of this defense that I normally do too, because of that injury, and it was bad. It was a bad night. It was the first time in my career, my life, that 14,000 people booed me at once. But at the end of the fight, people were booing him and cheering for me, because they were. I kept coming. I was excited. And I wanted to win.
Well, you took a couple shots early, but you hung tough. You hung until the final bell. You chased him the rest of the way, and it still looked like you were looking for that one or two big shots to take him out.
Yeah, I'm a fighter. Every round I wanted to come out and try to win the fight by a knockout. I knew I was down on the count, but I really wanted to come and push the fight. I showed my heart, my determination, and that I wanted to finish the fight in some kind of manner of a knockout, and I couldn't help myself and not take who I am or deep inside into the ring if I didn't fight like that at the end.
Now, surgery I'm getting, most people would know it as Tommy John surgery. It's when MLB players get in their pitching arm a really bad tear here, because they're back here like this.
Let's get on to some news. How's your health, CLETUS?
I'm doing all right. I got to get Tommy John surgery probably in a couple weeks. I'm the first boxer in history to get Tommy John's. It's usually with MLB, Major League pitchers. So I'm going to undergo that, and I'll be out for about 4 months, but then I'll be back here at the Paramount doing what I do best, and put on a show for my lovely Long Island fans.
That is a 12-month recovery. I'm going to do it in 6 months, they said. I'm the first boxer in history to actually get this injury. Nobody in baseball, boxing has ever gotten it. So the rehab for that's going to be hell. I think I start rehab literally the next day after surgery. It sucks. Which is probably today. Damn. It's going to be a rough one. I got 2 surgeons working on me. I got Samantha Mulrad and Dr. James Pacey. One's an orthopedic and one's a nerve and hand specialist. So I actually have 2 things wrong. Read it off what the doctors consider the terms. The surgery is an elbow UCL repair with internal brace, an ulnar nerve transposition, and I'm just going to butcher this. Olcranin ossophy extension. I don't know. I might have edited it out. That was pretty bad. I have no idea. Dr. James Pacey will be doing it, and Dr. Samantha Morad will assist with the ulnar nerve. So, meaning I have Tommy John's injury here, which goes all the way around here, which is very painful as well. So when I throw my punches over, it's painful, and I have a nerve. So besides just having this huge problem, I have a nerve problem. I have a nerve issue that goes, as soon as I bend my elbow, my nerve sticks out. So they have to take this nerve and they have to put it somewhere a different way so that I don't have pain. They said afterwards that it's going to be exposed. It's going to be painful if someone hits it. Talk about that in a little bit. But they're also for my for the Tommy Johns. They're taking a piece of my hamstring and put it right in here as well. So I got 2 problems. I don't have just one. I got the 2 problems that they have to fix, which is huge and sucks. To me, this will be a rough surgery, and this will be my last surgery. This is my 4th total surgery, reconstructive. Had my left rotator cuff and labrum repaired with anchors, and they attached my bicep tendon to it. Right one was rotator cuff and labrum, and now and my hand is injured. You see my knuckle when I fight. It's really exposed, and I get a lot of damage to it. And after all my fights, I have to ice myself up, and I have problems sometimes sparring. I'll punch through the glove, even though I wear a lot of padding, and I'll injure that one. So those are 3 surgeries, and this is going to be my 4th reconstructive surgery. And with this one, you see on this hand is a tendon. There's a tendon that leads all the way up. I don't have a tendon. It detached it in a fight, 1 round. In the first round of fight, I won the fight. 7 rounds with 1 hand. Again, boom. But it was my front hand, on my back hand, on my front one. That was a train wreck. That entire trip between stuff I can't mention. Maybe if I make a book one day, we could talk about it. But that's going to be my recovery. I will be posting videos. I do have plenty of them. I still have from Punky's birthday, Force Friday, New York Comic Con, my birthday, all the way up to December. I have videos, so I'm gonna try to keep posting them and editing them, keep myself busy with that. Just want to give you guys a little update on what's going on with me. It's not the greatest news. I am heading though to Emerald City Comic Con at the end of the month. I definitely want to go to that. I want to go to the Toy Fair too. Hopefully I have enough energy and strength to go. It's gonna be rough, but I'll see what I can do. I already have special tickets for that. I got a VIP from Cool Toys and Games, so that's that.
But we have Burt Young seated ringside. We have Uncle Paulie, the famous co-trainer of Rocky, and as Rocky said, it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. So what's next? What do we have to look forward to from the Hammer?
Right after I come back from my surgery, I'm going to come back here, fight back at the Paramount. I wanted to fight here. I love this place. It's my home. It's always been. And then I want to go back on my reign, go back on the HBO and the networks. And I'll even come back to the Paramount after that. I love this place. I'm going to be fighting here forever.
Sounds good. You love the Paramount, and the Paramount, ladies and gentlemen, loves the Hebrew Hammer. Let's hear it. 21-1 from Long Island, Shirley, New York, CLETUS, the Hebrew Hammer, Seldin. Back to you, Mark Abrams, and 2-time Golden Gloves winner, Cara Castronovo. You have a special guest.
We're back here, the Hebrew Hammer.
Definitely, probably, CLETUS loves it here at the Paramount. He doesn't have all his fans tonight because everybody's here for Caparis, but usually that area right there, you guys can see it up there, it's like full of CLETUS fans chanting, "Hammer, hammer."
Oh, it's spectacular. Look, I love being here at the Paramount. You know, CLETUS just said it right. It's a perfect place for boxing. It's a great location. The fans are popped up and pumped up. And you know what? It makes the fighters fight better. You fight.
Absolutely.
And it develops better fighters. And we've been lucky and fortunate because that's what's been happening. We were, you know, I'm going to keep doing it. You know, we have, as you mentioned, Chris Algieri, Joe Smith, CLETUS Seldin. You know, we're going to keep doing it, keep developing the guys, and they got support and they got following.
We talked about CLETUS and Joe Smith. You're the guy who makes the moves for them. We got fans all around the world who've become fans of them over the last year or so. To tell the fans out there when and where we can see them two back in action.
Well, look, I'm real fortunate that I have 2 guys that we've developed here, but that are fan-friendly fighters. You know, CLETUS Seldin, even though he lost his last fight, the reality is the guy gets up, keeps coming, keeps going straight forward, keeps looking to bang, keeps looking to punch. Joe Smith, same kind of guy. These are guys that fans want to see. They're exciting. They're not the guys that lay down. This is not the, you know, let me tap out, you know, let me walk away from a fight, let me bounce and move. Look, I love the sweet science. But the reality is that the fans, people, You know, you love these fighters that got heart and desire and determination. And when you look at a guy like Joe Smith, you look at a guy like CLETUS Seldin, they got it. So we're going to be back here, both of them I want to bring back here to the Paramount. Both of them have told me that the Paramount is where they develop, and they will come back to the Paramount and have their next fight back here at the Paramount. And obviously I've been speaking to HBO. We know that we have HBO fights on the horizon for them, and that's all in line. But we want to bring them back here to give back to the fans in Long Island. CLETUS Seldin won't say it, but he hurt his elbow in that, originally right in that fight. He couldn't spar between the November fight and the December fight, but one day he sparred. We're not saying it, but the reality is that now he needs Tommy John surgery, okay? But it shows you, I'm saying this not because of an excuse, because Ulysses fought a great fight, but to show you these are the kind of fighters fans want to appreciate. They're in there fighting. He didn't tell me that he was hurting. He didn't tell me anything. They got in the ring. And Joe Smith fighting 10 rounds like that with a broken jaw. CLETUS Seldin fighting with a bad elbow. You know, these are fighters, throwback fighters. And they're exciting.
You mentioned...
See you next time, Life of CLETUS. Sucks disappointing a lot of people and yourself.